Why am I still not making money when I always dreamed of earning? Why is my company not growing? Why am I living with financial ups and downs? Have you ever found yourself doing everything right, but when you look at your financial reality, it seems like there's an invisible glass ceiling stopping you from reaching the minimum you desire? You guys, I've been there, and today I'm going to reveal what this glass ceiling is and why it exists, and share with you what my Brazilian clients are doing to change their lives. So get ready, because this could completely change your perspective. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Samantha, and I'm here to help you achieve permanent changes. So come and join my protocol of achievement, which is transforming lives of my clients, that I actually call them students, because here in Brazil, I have the School of the Future, Escola do Futuro. And after years of studying and applying these teachings, I realized it's not about doing more than what you're already doing. It's in fact about stopping to make one specific mistake. And I'll summarize this in 3 key points. The first point is by far the deepest and the one that holds people back the most. Imagine your mind is like a brand new cell phone. Even before you start using it, it already comes with some pre-installed apps, right? Now think about your mind. Since you were born, it's been programmed by your parents, school, society, the experience you've lived. All of this installed invisible programs in your operating system, which is your subconscious. And these programs are like automatic rules that dictate how you react to the world. So for example, if you grew up hearing that money was the root of all evil and that rich people are exploiters, your subconscious, which is like a child that believes in absolutely everything, recorded this as a possible truth. It doesn't question, it only obeys the program. Then you grow up to study universal laws, quantum physics, law of attraction, and start saying consciously, I'm rich, money comes to me easily and effortlessly. But what happens behind the scene? It's as if you're trying to install a modern, beautiful app, which is your desire for abundance, on a system that has a virus, which is the belief that money is the root of all evil. The app might even open, it seems like it's going to work, but it crashes, it closes by itself, and it consumes all of your battery, which is your energy. Why? Because the operating system, which is your subconscious, is not compatible. It was programmed to protect you from the danger that, in its point of view, money represents. And that's where the signs of incompatibility comes about, because you make a good profit, but then an unexpected expense of some amount appears. You have an incredible opportunity, but your inner voice sabotages you, saying, this isn't for you. You don't deserve this. You feel guilty when you spend money on yourself, and you freeze when it's time to charge the fair value of your work. This is not bad luck. It's an invisible programming kicking in to maintain normality, to keep your world within what you recognize as safe and true. Until this reprogramming is done, your conscious mind and your subconscious mind will be at war. And guess who wins this war almost 100% of the time? The autopilot, the older, deeply rooted programming. The struggle to manifest becomes infinitely greater than it needs to be, because you're swimming against the current of your own mental architecture. So the lack of result isn't about your willpower being weak. It's actually quite the opposite. It's about a software incompatibility. And the key to unlocking abundance isn't about affirming more often, but about updating the operating system so that it stops sabotaging your conscious desires and instead starts working in your favor. The second point is a subtle trap that even the most dedicated fall into. And I'll use an analogy here for you to understand. Imagine that you planted a seed in the ground. Your desire is clear. You want a beautiful tree. Law of attraction tells us that the universe responds to the initial request, the seed, right? Now, what happens when you keep digging up the seed every day to see if the root has grown? You not only delay the process, but you're probably killing the poor thing. But that's exactly what we do with our desires. We plant the seed with a visualization, but then we start digging it up with our anxiety about the how. Well, how will the money come? Will it come through a new client, a raise, an investment? Will I win the lottery? And what if it doesn't come through any of these paths? The need to control the path is like constantly digging up to see the seed. And here's the key insight that explains why this is so harmful. So everything is energy and vibration, which is, I'm pretty sure you already know this. And our genuine desire for prosperity sends out a frequency. But anxiety sends out a much stronger one, and one more that's more constant. And what is the frequency of anxiety? It's of lack, it's of fear, uncertain of the future, about tomorrow. The universe, or your subconscious, which responds to your vibration, he's literal. It doesn't just hear your words, it feels your dominant vibration. So if you say, I trust that money is coming, but deep down your energy field is screaming, I'm afraid it won't come, I need to know the how, The energy of fear and lack is the command that will be answered. It's like asking for the light, but you keep the switch off. You're never going to see the light. You have to turn on the switch. So this anxiety about the how manifests in very common ways. So it's going to paralyze you. You get so worried about chasing the perfect path that you take no action, or you jump from one idea to another without deepening any of them. And you get desperate. You accept any opportunity, even if it's not aligned with what you want, driven by panic of not knowing of the how. And then you get anxious, and that closes your mind to the intelligent solution and whatever opportunities the universe could be sending. You become so focused on one path, one single path, that you become blind to the shortcuts and doors that are opening beside you. And then comes the exhaustion. You try to force the how so much that it overloads your mental and emotional state, and everything becomes extremely tired because you're trying to do the work that belongs to the natural flow of life. And guys, understand this. The need to control the how is deep down an inability to trust. It's the frightening conscious mind trying to micromanage creation because it doesn't believe the process works on its own. And by doing so, it sabotages the entire process. And then we have a third point. The universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you are. Your core vibration, your energetic identity is the magnet that attracts everything into your life. Never call this the state. It's the person you feel yourself to be in your core before any physical evidence appears. And here is the crucial difference that trips up almost everyone. And as I said before in other videos, there is a huge gap between wanting to be abundant and feeling like an abundant person. So when you want to be abundant, what's really happening? First, your current identity is of someone who doesn't have prosperity, but who expects to have it in the future. And that's just focusing on lack. It's an energy of hope, but also of neediness. It's like stretching your arms towards something that you want to grab, but it's really far away, but you don't want to move to grab it. You won't be able to reach it. Now, when you feel like an abundant person, your current identity is that of a person who is already prosperous. Prosperity is a natural characteristic of your experience. And that's what focusing on possession is. It's an energy of calmness, worthiness, and naturalness. It's the feeling of someone who is already inside the house, but not someone who's knocking on the door trying to get in, If you look for prosperity, your secret identity is still of one that is a seeker, which is another form of lacker. The act of seeking something confirms to your subconscious that you still don't have it. And the universe is so faithful. He's faithful to your identity, and he'll continue to provide more situations of seeking. And the secret identity is present in ways people sometimes don't even notice because it's such a natural habit. So it's the way you talk. You might say, I want to be a successful person, instead of saying, I'm building my success, or success is a part of who I am. It could also be in your financial choices. The person who does not feel abundant, she hesitates to invest in herself. She's afraid to charge for her value because her identity doesn't match the value that she believes she has. She doesn't want to pay for others' experiences, knowledge, products. They want everything for free. The posture is of someone who needs a specific result to validate themselves. And this transmits desperation and repels high-level opportunity. It's a person who vibrates with the imposter syndrome. Inside, this person feels like it's a broke person trying to visualize wealth. So guys, the secret isn't visualizing a new car in the garage. It's becoming a person for whom having that car in the garage is natural and common. It's about assuming the state of mind of that person. How does he think? How does he make decisions? How does he feel when he grows up? Manifestation isn't about acquiring things. It's about becoming a new version of yourself. And Dr. Joe Dispenza always says that. Now, the $1 million question that must be in your head. Okay, Sam, I really identify with everything you said, but how do I change this? How do I reprogram the subconscious? How do I trade anxiety for trust? How do I change my identity? And here's the thing. The first thing you need to understand is that you don't have to think about the how, the time, and be desperate. You have to focus. You have to have focus, have commitment, and discipline to apply techniques and tools aimed at changing this. And here at the School of the Future, Escola do Futuro, that's exactly what we do. I've created 2 techniques for fast manifestation that my clients are applying and having like real results. Like Larissa, it's in Portuguese, but I translated for you guys. She went from 0 to 80K a month. Aline, she had 300 debt, and in less than 40 days, she was debt free. And Camilla got some new clients as well in less than 30 days. And here's the thing. Of course, you can learn and do this on your own. But I'm your shortcut, because how long have you been studying this, trying to apply it, and you're here in this video because you haven't had your permanent financial change? You need to identify and clear these limiting beliefs, deactivate the anxiety about the how, and cultivate true trust. And then anchor the new identity of a person who deserves and naturally attracts not only prosperity, but everything. So if you're tired of hitting this glass ceiling and are truly ready to make a change from the inside out, check out the link below and come to my protocol. Here we have everything for your individualized needs. No one is the same as anyone else. It's not a one-size-fits-all recipe, okay? And if you like this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out any videos. And kisses from Brazil.